this episode of Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Matt Bisaccio, and today we're joined by Marlboro High boys basketball coach, Scott Bowman. Coach, thank you very much for hanging out.
Thanks for having me.
Now, we wanted to take a couple of minutes to kind of get to know you, being a new coach and all. What type of sports did you play growing up?
I played basketball and baseball in high school. Finished playing basketball in high school and then ended up playing Division III down in Kentucky, playing college basketball. So.
Great. Now, what type of experiences did you pick up being down there?
Well, basketball down in Kentucky is probably like a second religion. So it's a very active sport. It's a very popular sport in Kentucky. So just tons of opportunities to compete, tons of leagues from a youth development standpoint, and then just opportunities between high school and college. Was tremendous learning experiences for me to develop as a player and potentially the aspirations to get into coaching and things of that nature, so it's taught me a whole lot.
Sure. Now, what motivated you to become a coach?
Probably a combination of just the passion for the game and the experience of being with teammates and the camaraderie and just the competitive nature of it. As far as an inspiration from anyone specifically, it was a combination of the coaches that I've been fortunate to play for and been fortunate to coach with. I just love the competitive spirit of the game, obviously, but I love the teaching that it brings to you as an individual and to you as a team from all different aspects.
How familiar are you or were you with the Marlboro High program before you took the job, and what made it enticing to you to take it?
Very unfamiliar. Not being from here, I wasn't aware necessarily as to the Marlboro community, the recent success that they had, here with basketball. But after applying for it and doing a little bit of research and just the communication that I had with the staff and some of the other administration here, it is a very supportive community, and it's a very passionate community about their athletics. The more that I got to know about Marlboro and Marlboro High School, the more that I grew interest in the position and the more that I grew interest in the program.
Now, anybody that knows anything about Panther basketball knows about Chris Doherty and the run that he and his teammates went on last year in the state tournament. Now, how do you, as a new coach, handle a rising superstar along with 5 seniors on a roster?
I mean, right off the bat, when you got a guy like Chris on your team, you know that there's going to be a lot of expectations. But I think when you put the focus more on the development of the team and the process, as cliche as it can be, you kind of take the burden as to what the external pressures are. Being fortuitous with the personnel that we have, we do have a lot of guys with experience and recent experience being successful at the varsity level. And so that also can take some pressure off of each and every one of them, because each and every one of them have been in close games, have had success in close games. So you rely a lot upon the leadership of the group that you have. And then, again, you just try to focus on what you can control. So each and every day we just try and make sure that we're trying to get better. We make sure that we try and continue to build upon what we want to accomplish, and everything else will just take care of itself.
Sure. Have there been any moments throughout the course of the season so far where there may be a clash in your philosophy as opposed to your predecessors?
Well, not knowing the previous philosophies that were here, being, again, foreign to anything that was done prior to me being here, I wouldn't say that there's necessarily a clash, but there's always the learning curve that's going to take place. There's always some growing pains. We're trying to play at a high tempo, and we're trying to establish our own pace. And I think that actually was almost an easy transition. It's easier nowadays to tell kids that you want to play fast. A lot of them want to get out and go and things like that. I think the harder part is to be disciplined with that pace, to be disciplined defensively and make sure you get that stop to where it can lead to your offensive opportunities and things like that. So it's more so making sure that we're disciplined in what we're trying to do, but still create opportunities for each other on both ends. So,
over the next 3 weeks, your team's going to play 4 of its 7 games on the road. What do you do as a coach to make sure that your team remains focused?
Well, our athletic director does a great job of already making sure we've played on the road early in the season. So we've started, I think, 6 of our first 8 games on the road. So the next couple weeks will be no different. Again, for us, it's really, we've talked a lot about being consistent defensively, because when you're at home, you're a lot more comfortable from an offensive standpoint. But when you're on the road, you have to hang your hat defensively. So we want to make sure that we're consistently tough defensively, and then just allowing our offense to come when it comes. We know we got a lot of guys that can put up points. We know we got a lot of guys that can shoot, and we have one big guy that can really fill it up. So we have the personnel to put up points, but do we have the discipline, and do we have the pride and the poise to do it defensively?
Coach, thank you very much for your time. It was a real pleasure.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for being here.
That's it for this episode of Coach's Corner. We'll see you next time.